guys, Andrea here, obviously out and about with a support worker. Shout out to Ernie Toombs. We've just literally picked up my sewing machine and he's given me some good advice of don't use shit thread and shit needles. So I know quilting is a rich person's hobby, but he said go to like independent quilting stores. They will know what brands are good. And he'd said he shouldn't need to service my machine for the next couple of years, basically. Absolutely amazing. So now we're off to a variety store that has a grand opening today. It was in Toowoomba in the Ridge when it first opened, and then don't know what happened. Don't know if like that store wasn't making enough money in that location. It went to Choices Plus, but I've got to get a obviously Father's Day card and a card for just someone, let's just say someone in my personal life. I've had way too much coffee, so I'm panicking, but my community access support staff, as part of their training, are taught how to drive defensively, so I shouldn't panic. None of them have ever had a crash. Yeah. Well, not that they've disclosed. Anyway, and yeah, then we're off to the doctors. I will do like a health update video if the pathology did come back hinky, but as I said, abnormal cells does not equal cancer. It may be that I sped run the prep. It may be one of the fluids you could have up until 5 o'clock that night was coffee. It might have been that I was drinking black coffee. It could have been during the prep I didn't stick to the diet properly. I think I did because I was heavily monitored during that diet as well. So it could be a variety of things as well. So, and yes, I am working on the social media strategy course as well. I've just got to finish the exam on that one. So the other place you can find me is Quora. I've been on Quora for a while, but I haven't been active. So I've started answering some questions over there as well. And the other thing, if I have time, haircut. Need to find a good stylist. We used to have a support worker who was cross-trained, but that's creating a bit of jealousy because there's people who she will do it for free and people who will pay her, and so they've said, right, no, those who have no other option go to this support worker, those who have other options. And realistically, haircut is part of an everyday living expense as well. So guys, for those of you who know locations in Toowoomba, and I'm going to post this well after this because I don't want to dox myself, the new variety store, I think it opens today, is in the old BCF building on Peachy Street as well. I'm going to ask for a special request. Can we park on the ground level and walk up? Me and Hills are not friends. My neck and previous experiences with driving as well. Shout out to the independent support worker I found walking her fur baby this morning. It made my heart happy that you were saying my agency is unethical. I'm setting myself up as an independent support worker because I can be more ethical and integrity in the support I provide. So there is good independent support workers out there. I'm an agency girl through and through, but there is a time and a place and a case for independent support workers. My history has always been negative with independent support workers. So that's where I'm an agency girl, and if someone's sick or been redeployed, they've got a team. That's always been my concern, is you're doing the rostering, you're doing invoicing, or you've got to trust them to do it as well. this is where the registration has come in, or needing that registration, because people ruined it. So guys, gonna leave it there, because we're nearly at the, like,
A little bit further,
but we're going through a school zone and it's lunchtime. Don't want to show the kids on camera. See you when we got there. Guys, we just checked out Prices Plus. I was about to say a completely different variety store, and it's a genuine discount store. We're finding they've still got like your more expensive things, like your blow up kayaks and your pools and stuff like that, but really good variety, really good attentive staff, disability trained, which is a plus for me, and it's a massive store. When we were talking to staff, they were saying that it's taken a lot of time to set up. There's a lot of floor space. It's well laid out. We could have cheerfully gone broke in there. Yeah, I'm getting a nod from the driver.
Absolutely.
We could have gone broke. I can't get a haircut till next week. I'm going to treat myself. I'm actually going to the local salon. I know, I'm being a fancy pants over here, aren't I? But look, this is where I'm able to save, in that I was able to get some greeting cards for Father's Day, an event that's coming up. So I don't get my greeting cards at the stationery. I get them at a variety store. My cleaning products, variety or cheapy store. Salt, pepper, cordial, again, depends on the brand and the quality. Cheapy store. Craft items. They have the paints that I use. Same price, different quality. It might just be an end of the run type of thing. I do need to upgrade my paintbrushes, but if you're starting out, and especially if you're like a direct support provider, PA, AIN, like what are my residents going to do? And you're not sure if they're going to actually waste the brushes, waste the materials. Really good, great starting point. Kitchen range, absolutely amazing. I got myself like a plastic cup for upstairs that is just my cup that's upstairs. And people will be like, oh, why don't you carry a cup upstairs? Me and stairs and cups are not friends. I even use go mugs in the house when I'm going up and down stairs. Even like little cute little lunch bags, like the insulated ones, like comparable to the ones you'd get at Myer or a cute designer store. We're bit of a life update. We're heading over to the doctor's. Got my machine, my sewing machine, saw the parentals, and you know who you are. Thank you for my dinners for the week. Absolutely amazing. And the one time I trust myself and don't bring a change of clothes, I get lunch down them. So lesson learned. Always have a change of clothes that is weather appropriate. So really interesting one, but 100% would recommend going there again. For me it is a bit out of the way, but I reckon it's going to be the next thing of, okay, well, what are we going to do this shift? Let's go and check out the cheapy store. But I know some providers are like, you have to have a reason for going to the cheapy store. But we had the reason. I needed greeting cards as well. And guys, that's a really good, like, it just generally is going back to the old, guys, I've got notifications coming through, old school, what was it, Solly's, and what was the other competitor?
The Warehouse?
The Warehouse, yeah. That it might have been lower quality, but you could clothe yourself, you could feed yourself. You might end up with high cholesterol, but you could at least feed yourself. stationery, cards, and that's all I've got to say. Their quality of their homewares seems comparable to everyone else. Their toys, oh my god, the amount of money I could have spent on fidgets. Thank god I literally had someone say, do you really need it? You're making your unit your home, do you really need it? Guys, and again, how to stick to a budget. You make yourself accountable to someone else. That's simple. But in saying that about budgeting, I know you can't budget your way out of poverty. So I know I'm lucky that I've got an internet connection. And with what happened with the NBN dude, so story time, guys, we actually had a NBN tech person turn up to our unit yesterday. I was very confused. I'm the only one with modem wired internet. I discovered it's actually on a SIM. I'm going to talk to a family member who's fairly tech savvy this afternoon about, hang on, shouldn't I be on NBN? But it now makes sense of why my internet drops in and out and uploading to YouTube, Rumble, Spotify takes so long. I don't know if I'm being precious about this, but I would feel, unless it's a supported apprenticeship, your first rule of thumb is making sure someone can read and write, and accuracy. He turned up at the wrong unit. He just read number 3 Lorna Court, so he went to unit 3. He didn't actually check that there was a unit block on which unit to go to. He was supposed to go to the privately owned unit number 1. And I'm not trying to hate on him. He was having just as much trouble and everything. It was really great about resetting up my modem and everything. But it just blows my mind that the accuracy is not there. I don't know. Am I being mean to him? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. So guys, that's where we're at with life as well. But this is where I'm like, okay, you can't budget your way out of poverty. So I've sat down with Mum this morning and said, okay, well, if I do some short courses, if I get a budget, we'll talk to the Community Access Agency if I was to get a job other than the content creation about transport shifts. So this is where, for me, with the NDIS reforms, I'm like, yes, there is a lot of fear. Yes, there is a lot of anger. But it's not about living the high life. That's the thing. When I saw what was being funded, crystal therapy, tarot readings, psychics, save up out of your pension. Or there are people who will employ you on a casual basis. Get your skills. Talk to your support team if you want a job. They can help you get there. So that's where I'm grateful that these guys will listen to Mum and go, she's not to spend money on this. She hasn't spent enough money on this. Would you make sure she gets some junk food today? Or takeaway? That does happen. So guys, we're nearly at the doctor's. I need to have some lunch. Guys, best way you can support the channel and me not having to get a job is by subscribing. See you guys.